Hello and welcome back everybody to the final episode of Fallout 2. It is going to be a wild ride, or at least in this case it's going to be a fairly smooth ride. The wild ride was during the VODs, where absolute hell broke loose. The nice thing with editing is you can make it so it looks like everything was nice and smooth, and it didn't take me about 3 hours to do this. So I do hope you enjoy, for my sanity and yours. While I could try and do it one by one, the RNG of this does not seem to favor me. Yep. Well, it is a case. It's a case of companions. Who they made cool companions, and then basically like, yeah, but we'll punish you if you actually use them. Nope, that's not actually the way. So why are some of the doors fancier? Then one of these. Oh. Yeah, so it's just a case of companions. Having companions screws you over. Got it. We shall just redo it and just do no companion. So we will reread all the dialogues and such.
Chosen One, how did you get here?
I've come to rescue you.
Careful, do not touch the glow wall. I think the machine that feeds it is beneath us. Destroy it so we may escape. How did you get here?
I have a ship.
If you destroy the machine, we will find the ship. Hurry, there are not many of us left.
What has happened?
Men came to our village in flying machines and took us. There were others too, from the Holy 13. I thought we were saved. I thought we were going to heaven.
And then?
Then they brought us here, to hell. They have killed most of us with something they call FEV. They will kill us all before they are through. Do you know what must be done, Chosen One?
What is the FEV?
That is what they call it. They stick needles into our skin like stim packs. But then terrible things happen. Then
what?
Then the skin bubbles like maggots beneath it. Boils grow and burst. Blood runs from your ears and your tongue swells. Those who are lucky choke to death. Those who are not.
That is certainly disgusting. What am I supposed to do?
Careful. Do not touch. If you destroy them, you must destroy.
Let's talk to, what's his face again? Hello there, I'm Martin Froblisher. I speak for these people. Thank God you're here. Are you the overseer? We don't use that term anymore. There used to be an overseer many years ago, but he did a bad thing, and many of our people left the vault, only to die in the wastes, I'm sure. He was tried and sentenced to death for his crime. We haven't used the title since. I don't blame you. I understand that an overseer kicked my ancestor, the Vault Dweller, out into the wastes. The Vault? How long ago was that? Say about 80 years, perhaps? Indeed, it was 80 years ago. How would you know that? 80 years ago, a hero saved our vault, and then the overseer exiled him. Others followed him into exile, and they were never heard from again. We remember the event with shame. You're talking about my ancestor, and the people who founded my village. They all come from the vault of the Holy 13. Incredible! That is our vault. Once again, the people of the vault must rely upon, this time, the great-grandson of the Vault Dweller to save us. I wish I knew how to save you. To turn off these force fields, I think you're going to have to turn off the main power supply. And how will I manage that? I've been listening, and I think the power reactor is controlled by a large computer 3 levels below us. If you manage to blow that up, it should turn off the power, and we can go free. Great idea. I can use my explosives to blow the computer. Blow up the computer. Then you can run topside to my ship. I'll be right behind you. Thank you. Godspeed. Good luck to you, friend. Thank you. I'll need it. At least I'll need it less because I can actually just stealth. Because, oh my god. The Fallout games were effectively, the early ones where you had to be God or you had to know exactly how to sneak in. I need to remember the sequence. Go, 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 go. Okay, minimize this thing. So you can see chats and all that fun stuff in case anyone does show up. I didn't do any announcements, so I wouldn't be surprised. Because this is really just I am done with it. Okay, well at the very least, we get to talk to more people, which will be more enjoyable. It's what I actually enjoy with the Fallout games. Hello, Trooper. What are you doing in the Vice President's office? I'm just here to double-check on our secret plans. Ah, I see. Well, as you may know, the long thought that it's time for the human race to enter the solar system. And how would we do that? But NASA, space is still a high priority. I see. Where would we be going then? I think that maybe Mars would be nice. Mars is essentially in the same orbit. Mars is somewhat the same distance from the Sun, which is very important. We have seen pictures where there are canals, we believe, and water. If there is water, that means there is oxygen. If oxygen, that means we can breathe. I kind of find it interesting, this version. Apparently Mars is. I didn't expect such a complete answer. Of course you do, of course. Any loyal citizen of these great United States would do the same. Why is that? We have to work together, because if we don't succeed, we run the risk of failure. Well, I better be good. Carry on, Trooper. The future will be better tomorrow. What do you mean by that? I mean that we don't want to go back to tomorrow. We want to go forward. Isn't that the only way to go? Yes, I like that direction. I have made good judgments in the past. I have made good judgments in the future. So by all means, let's go in the direction. I believe we are on an irreversible trend towards more freedom and democracy. But that could change. The polluted environment of the waste could use a little freedom for a change. Don't be silly, it isn't a pollution that's harming the environment, it's the impurities in our air and water that are doing it. Really must be going. Carry on, trooper. Good boy.
Hello, I'm the President of the United States of America, and you are...
I'm damn curious as to what's going on here.
You really don't know, do you? Let me tell you about mankind's salvation. A little history first.
Go on, Mr. President.
There was a great war, long before we were born. Our gallant soldiers fought from the Yukon to the Yangtze.
I do indeed know that part, but go on.
We were winning, too, and then those damn Reds launched. We barely got our birds up.
Doesn't seem as though it helped too much.
Well, no, it didn't. But at least it knocked the damn Red Menace back into the Stone Age.
And us with it, unfortunately.
Well, no, not quite. You see, we had planned ahead. We were ready.
What do you mean by that?
We had a number of sanctuaries that would enable the glorious American civilization to endure. This facility, the vaults, were part of the great plan.
Those vaults didn't work the way they were supposed to. A lot of people in them are dead.
Actually, they worked almost exactly the way they were supposed to. You might call it a social experiment on a grand scale.
An experiment, you say?
The vaults were set up to test humanity. Some had not enough food synthesizers. Others had only men in them. Yet others were designed to open after only 6 months. They each had a unique set of circumstances designed to test the occupants.
And what about Vault 13? What was its purpose?
Vault 13 was a special case. It was supposed to remain closed until the subjects were needed. Vault 13 was, in scientific parlance, a control group.
They would have all died if my ancestor didn't get them a replacement water chip. That doesn't seem to fit in with your plan.
An unfortunate and unforeseen accident. However, as it turns out, a rather fortuitous one.
And what do you mean by that?
As it turns out, we needed test subjects from untainted pre-war human stock, your ancestors in Vault 13, and some freshly mutated stock, the villagers from Arroyo.
How so?
For the project. It's almost ready. Humanity's salvation is almost at hand, and the United States of America will be the progenitor of that rebirth.
What do you mean by rebirth?
The only way for true humans and democracy to be safe is to cleanse the mutants from the globe. We humans will take back that which is rightfully ours.
Cleanse the mutants. Seems a bit drastic. How are you going to do that?
We found a research facility in operational shape about 70 years ago, a former military base that had been used to research a special virus.
Okay, so interesting. So they found the military base 10 years after it was destroyed. A virus, you say?
Yes, the FEV virus. It was originally developed to turn soldiers into super warriors, but it failed. The warriors were tough and strong, but far too stupid. However, our brilliant chemical core altered it.
Altered in what way?
To turn it into a staggeringly effective killer. Any humanoid that isn't inoculated against its effects before its release will die. That is the project.
Now that, I must say, seems a little insane.
No, that's humanity's last, best hope. That's what we've been working towards all these years.
So, you have all this poison, and no way to spread it around.
Oh, but that's one of the advantages of the FEV virus. We can release it right here, and the jet stream will carry it worldwide. It'll have plenty of time to cleanse every nook and cranny of the globe.
Interesting. However, that still does not explain why you had to kidnap my villagers and the people from Vault 13.
Test subjects? Your villagers are all descended from Vault stock, and we had to make sure that the FEV toxin was still effective. The subjects from Vault 13 test that, and an inoculation against the FEV.
So you're not testing the inoculation on my people?
It's hardly necessary. I'm sure we could, and it would work, but there's no reason to do so.
Has it ever occurred that what you're doing may be wrong?
Never. Part of the president's job is to make the tough decisions. A lot of near-humans will sacrifice their lives for the return of humanity. Humans will prevail.
Just because everyone out there doesn't have an exact copy of your DNA, that doesn't give you a license to just exterminate them.
Oh, I don't relish this decision. If there was another way, but there isn't. No price is too high for the survival of the human race. If you were human, you'd feel the same way.
You really believe that, don't you?
Yes, I do. Even killing me won't help you. There's nothing you can do to stop the release.
We'll just see about that, President. I have things to do. Then, this is where the fun part comes in. Scroll down to wherever my super saves. I think it's 8. I think it's 7, but I want to make sure. So we'll stab him with 8. So I should have 5 left. Once I'm dead. Also, this is terribly slow. Also, if you're wondering why, because this will stealthily kill them, because I'm just sneakily using it. Or I'm just healing it. That's it. I'm not trying to hurt him. It just happens that the super stim packs do indeed damage afterwards. Okay, so then we can go Pip-Boy, wait 10 minutes, and then voila, he's dead. Okay, let's save. Then we can go down here. And we can talk to this dude, probably. Let's save, just so I don't have to run down here again. I'm Tom Murray, head of the Atomic Energy Commission. I control our atomic power plant here. Who the hell are you, and what are you doing here? I'm just curious how your reactor works. I don't control that much of the reactor's operation. The central computer just north of the reactor controls most of the power plant functions. If that weren't there, we'd have no power at all. Power, you say? Well, not enough for much. The lights, life support, and defenses would work for a while, but the force fields and other power-intensive devices would be shut down immediately. Sounds as though you'd be truly crippled. Well, it wouldn't be good. All kinds of watertight security doors close when that happens. No way in the world to open them once they're closed by the power shutoff. That's a safety feature. Interesting. Is there, something else? Or there is something else I'd like to know? I need to shut it down. Shut it down? Are you crazed? You're not gonna shut down my reactor. I am. And, I need it shut down at least temporarily. So either you can help me out, tell me, or we can shut it down permanent. Here, I'll tell you what. I'll do it for you. If you try and shut it down too fast, it'll overheat. I don't care too much about that. Just shut down the reactor. Or we'll say a little bit of death comes soon. Okay. I'll do it. I'll do it. Just take it easy now. But I'm telling you, it's gonna overheat as soon as I put the containment rods down. If we perform a crash shutdown like this, we'll have to scram the whole reactor. We better learn to speak Chinese. Sounds like you have a plan then. How about let's get to shutting it down? Okay, you got it. Okay. Light this to green. He fiddles with some control panels for a few minutes while he mutters to himself. Okay, you got it. But, sure isn't going to stay stable for very long. We did the right thing. Now I've got to be going. Better just keep quiet. Okay, leveled up. Seconds. I think that's the 10 minutes. Okay, let's save. Oh, okay. Now I'm gonna get a perk, so we just run right back up. That's the plan. Okay. So now it's boss fight time. Let me put on the So I couldn't do that with the previous attempt because I had already released the gas. And I wouldn't have been able to get there in time, or without killing him, because a whole giant mess of basically all due to companions, which is really just sad because I love my companions. I just wish I could actually use them for things. Okay, that's where it is. Where is the boss fight, dude? I know he's tactically around here. Oh, he's in the central area, isn't he? Yeah. Okay. What I could have done, I could have left them here. But I didn't. Which is unfortunate. However, what I can do, because I actually do have the console, that's actually... Okay, this is where it'd be useful. Oh, that's pretty cool. I think I'm going to reload. Yeah, I'm going to reload and I'm going to run to that. But I do kind of want to talk to him.
You've gotten a lot farther than you should have. But then you haven't met Frank Horrigan either. Your ride's over, Muty. Time to die.
So who are you?
Me, Frank Horrigan. That's who. United States Secret Service. You aren't going anywhere from here.
How about we talk this over? At least that first.
We just did. Time for talking's over.
So be it.
You haven't won here. You and your muty bastard friends are gonna join me in a big old mushroom cloud send-off. I just triggered the self-destruct. The work will go on. You didn't do nothing here except seal your own death warrants. Duty. Honor. Courage. Semper Fi.
Woo. Shoot him. Might as well loot him. Oh my god, that's a lot of grenades. That was the pistol variant of the Gauss rifle. Can I go up here? Okay. Ta-da! We are getting out of there. Made refloating points. Boom. There goes the enclave. Soviet. The power of hatred is very powerful. Also, I didn't get to pick up my buddies. It's very unfortunate. Well, at the very least, won't matter because I won't be playing after this. So.
After the Enclave's destruction, the refugees of Arroyo and Vault 13 resettled, building a new community with the aid of the Garden of Eden creation kit. Finding themselves hundreds of miles from their vault, the members of Vault 13 chose to join the villagers in establishing a new community, and their technical expertise, combined with the villagers' survival skills, allowed the new settlement to grow and prosper. 2 generations of the same bloodline were reunited, and their savior, the Chosen One, became elder, presiding over the village in the years to come. With Metzger gone, slavery disappeared from the area. Becky's casino bar grew quickly, and Rebecca Dyer's reputation as an honest casino and bar owner brought her the business needed to buy out her competition and expand. The den flourished, and it soon gained a reputation for being a tough but honest community. In the years following the destruction of the Enclave, Vault City continued to stagnate, choking on its own isolationism. Its Vault 8 generator, which was never intended to support such a large population, prevented Vault City's necessary expansion. Eventually, the city was absorbed by NCR, which had spread steadily northward since its founding. The Salvatore family of New Reno, having profited from their ties to Navarro, used their laser weaponry to burn the other families into submission. The resultant massacre was dubbed Ash Friday, and is still celebrated in New Reno to this day. Though the Wright family never completely recovered from Richard's death, the knowledge that their killer had been brought to justice eased their troubled sleep. Myron died less than a year after the defeat of the Enclave, stabbed by a Jet addict while drinking in the den. His discovery of Jet was quickly forgotten, and now there is no one who remembers his name. Repairing Gecko's power plant prevented any further radioactivity from leaking into Vault City's groundwater. Though this eased tensions between the two communities, they still maintain an uneasy truce. Several years after buying the excavator chip from the Chosen One, Marge LaBarge was able to purchase and control both the Morningstar and the newly opened Cocoa-Leaf mines. Marge was an easy choice for mayor, and using her new political power, she made Redding join the growing New California Republic in return for a seat in the NCR's Hall of Congress. With the destruction of the conspiracy to destroy the mutants, Broken Hills began to thrive. Then, the uranium ran out. The city, having lost its sole reason for existing, slowly dispersed. The residents carried their riches with them, leaving the place a windswept, desolate ghost town.
Makes
A
sense.
few holdouts remained, attempting to eke out a pathetic existence, but eventually, they too disappeared. Your help with Vault 15 launched the New California Republic's push to civilize its neighbors. Though there were many more obstacles to overcome, the NCR now had a foothold into the northern wastes. With the support of the New California Republic, the Vault 15 squatters soon became self-sufficient and productive members of society.
That's quite
The
literally
She
the Enclave
flourished,
issue.
creating a botanical scourge on the radiation surrounding their beloved town. Though this vine could not grow in other soils, the She took care to nourish it in their lands. They continued to grow in strength and prominence,
That's
forming the
lovely.
basis of a new empire. As for the tanker vagrants, well, as vagrants do, they drifted on.
Thank you so much for watching the final episode of Fallout 2, and presumably the entire series of Fallout 2 since you made it this far. It has been an absolute blast playing through Fallout 2, and as it was with Fallout 1, and I'm really glad that I've finally taken the time, or had the time, to edit the final few episodes of Fallout 2 so that you could all enjoy it, appreciate it, and be like, yep, I have finished this series, I am happy. And since you did enjoy it, make sure that you're subscribed. If you're not, click the subscribe button below, and until next time, have a wonderful life. Bye-bye! But don't worry, I'll be back.